It was Big Ten Media Day yesterday. We heard from Matt Painter, Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Renn, Fletcher Lawyer. Fletch even got to interview Purdue media. That was a fun little bit to watch. So shout out to Purdue and Fletch for doing a good job with that. But an interesting topic was raised. I wasn't sure if we'd ever really hear public comment on something like this from Purdue. And credit to whoever raised the question because it was a very interesting answer from Matt Painter and Braden Smith when asked about Braden Smith's workload. Reminder: Braden Smith played 37 minutes a game last season. He played all 40 minutes in 9 of Purdue's last 15 games. A big part of the conversation about the end of Purdue's season last year and their struggles seemed to be around the topic of Braden Smith wearing down, either playing too many minutes or losing his legs at the end of games. I know for a fact you and I raised it multiple times and felt that we were seeing that happen at the end of games. Well, Painter and Smith were asked if there's a goal this year now that Omar Meyer's involved. They brought in another point guard capable player. Is it a goal to trim back Braden Smith's minutes heading into this season? The answer was an unequivocal no. Matt Painter said this, quote, "I never felt like at the end of games it was a big deal. Maybe the wear and tear through the course of the season. I just don't see how 4 minutes of playing is going to make a difference. If that's the case, then scale back your practice." Braden Smith himself chimed in and said, quote, "I'd like to stay in every minute I can. That's not me being funny. It's just how I am as a competitor. It's not me not trusting anybody else. It's just how I am." Reminder that in March last season, Braden Smith played 199 of Purdue's 200 postseason minutes. He's getting what he wants. He's on the court every single minute. Now, again, I think the elephant in the room here is that Omar Meyer was brought in part to specifically address this, and that just his presence on the roster would at least necessitate Braden taking 4 extra minutes off a game. By the sounds of it, it does not sound like either of these two are planning on this being the case. I don't know if this was in response to this or not, but Braden did have a quote about Omer here that I want to read you as well. And he said, quote, "I think it's just a matter of time and playing games before he gets really comfortable and starts helping us out big time." So if you're taking both of those at the same time, Braden says he wants to play every minute. It's only a matter of time before Omer helps us big time. It would have to happen together and not in place of each other. But help me make sense of all of this. Do you buy that both Payne and Braden are entering this season looking to play him as much as humanly possible again?
I do think so. And I guess this is for me, this is why, like when we had the discussion about who that third starter is, right? And I'm of the belief it's going to be CJ Cox or Jakari Harris. I've been saying that all summer, even though I believe Omer is could be really good in that spot. The thing that I think would be like what I would constitute as the happy medium here, and that might be the wrong term, but if Omer's on the floor with Braden and Fletch, maybe it's not necessarily taking Braden off the floor, but like letting Braden play off ball for a little bit, like having like just, and I'm not saying like take a break while he's on the floor, but I'm just saying even anytime Braden's on the floor, everything is him, 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 him. Even for TKR, like they don't really post up TKR as much as you think. It's a lot of like pick and rolls with TKR, and he's just incredible at finishing. And I just think that if they were playing Omer with Fletch and Braden, I think you could also just give the ball to Omer a little bit and let Braden play off ball and get a little bit of a quote unquote break from just doing everything. But yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I think if it gets to a certain point of the year, Paint's one of the best coaches in basketball. He can tell if his point guard is maybe a little bit run down, a little bit tired, and he can pull the trigger. And I think he will pull the trigger to his point. Because this year, I think he has Omer as that backup plan. that he won't hesitate if he notices Braden is maybe wearing down a little bit. Because I get it, you're a competitor, you want to play every minute, play everything that you do. It's a long ass season, man, and it's a long season. And the Big Ten is one of the more physical conferences in college basketball. It's not a slight that there might be a little bit of time where there is some wear and tear on a player.
Right. So I guess there's two different sides to the comments from Paint and Braden on this for me. Side number one is Braden being like, I want to play the whole game, and Paint reinforcing that almost like I want Braden Smith on the floor the whole game, right? That side, I stand with them. He's the best player in the country, and part of the reason he's the best player in the country is he's generally been the most durable player in the country, right?
Right.
Like I think it was earlier this summer, like maybe a month ago, that on the fly in one of our videos, we looked up and realized Braden Smith's on pace to set the record for most minutes ever played by a 4-year player ever.
Yeah.
So again, knock on wood, obviously we need good things to happen with that, but it's hard to play 39 minutes a game and play at a high level and not lose your legs. Braden has been an anomaly at that. He
Hmm.
can handle it for the most part. So I think like coming into this season, if Braden's saying I want to play the whole game and Matt Painter's saying I like that's the plan, I endorse that and want that to happen. The second side of the coin though is the one I'm a little more curious about. Painter saying I didn't notice it. I didn't notice that happen last year. I didn't notice him getting a little worn down. I'm pretty sure he got a little worn down. Like, am I wrong on that?
He did notice, but he's not going to say that.
Dion, how's your job going?
Beginning of the school year, everything's like a little up and down. One of the biggest issues we've had is we can't find any uniforms for our girls' sports teams.
Mm, that's a difficult thing to find a solution for. I know damn well all about that because I got a daughter that just turned 2. She's into sports and she's already outgrowing every little piece of sports apparel she had. Thankfully, I know Clara Kate Creations. Clara Kate Creations was started by a former high school teacher who quit because it wasn't cost effective to send new twins and a 2-year-old to daycare. She found it easier to make girl sports apparel than finding it to buy. And I am so thankful that she exists because if we have an old shirt of Murph's that she's outgrown, we can send it in and she takes that piece of apparel that means something and upcycles it into an outfit that Murphy can now wear as she grows up. She makes great stuff. It's honestly kind of like your fullback's wife, Kyle Juszczyk. Is that how you say it? She does that. But honestly, I think Clara Kate's coming for Mrs. Juszczyk's job.
I love that. I'm a big Juice guy, love his wife, love Claire Kate even more than both of them, though.
You can send in your own custom ideas and she will come up with a design. She's just the best. Look up Clara Kate Creations on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and more. Right.
He's not going to say that though.
Right. But it would be perfectly okay to say it, wouldn't it?
I think I don't know.
Like
I don't know.
it was part of what we were told Omer was brought here for.
But here's what I'm balancing here. Because a lot of these things are very, very particular to the coach player situation. Like, is Paint known to be like this player wore down or like this player did this? This player needs to do this better, kind of, and maybe it is. I just don't think it'd be in a spot where he's like, yeah, I thought Braden wore down because he's not going to talk about his guy Braden like that.
Okay, but I don't think you need to be that blunt about it to acknowledge that it was an issue at the end of the season a little bit. Like a very simple, like, yeah, when we got to March last year, we literally couldn't get Braden 60 seconds of rest.
Hmm.
And we asked him to do everything for us. We want him to be fresh. And now we have the luxury of that being a possibility. Instead, just being like, oh, it wasn't an issue.
You
Like,
know, looking back on like that Rothstein interview that he had, he kind of said that to a certain extent.
he did?
He was like, I mean, our margin for error is bigger this season, given the people we brought in, the pieces we have, and people we brought in.
I mean, he's definitely gassed up that they have a deeper team and a better bench and can turn away from things more. It's just, I don't know. I guess I I think it's good that they want Braden playing as much as possible. Of course I do. And they probably want him to set the record too. That's probably part of this without them wanting to say it out loud. But I would at least want to feel like Paint processed the end of last season the same way we all did,
Hmm.
which was like you put way too much on the shoulders of your best players. Whether or not that was tired, whether it was whatever, you were demanding TKR never get in foul trouble, and he
Hmm.
always got in foul trouble. You were demanding Braden do everything offensively and guard and never come off the floor, and in crunch time, better carry us to a win. And in crunch time, he usually struggled in the final 5 games of the season. And by the way, he's a clutch player. It's not like he just randomly stopped being clutch. Like he was playing 40 minutes a game and doing everything for that team. I thought it killed him at times last year. And I don't know, maybe part of that too. I think with Braden, part of it to me, from my interpretation, was fatigue. Part of it was frustration.
Hmm.
You remember those moments where Braden just would have this little momentary body language thing where he's like, we're
Like,
screwed. You know what I mean?
God damn it, Miles. God damn it, Camden.
Like I'm giving you 40 minutes of A plus ball, giving every ounce of me, and Cam Heidi can't be in the right spot. And
Yeah,
Caleb First just isn't good enough. Like
right.
it was driving him crazy. So maybe you address the frustration part of this already, and that alone will help. But I don't know. I'm just a little, again, I'm surprised to hear Paint come out and be like, that wasn't an issue.
Well, can I do flip side correlation here?
Please flip side correlation me.
Actions speak louder than words.
What do you think that's going to be then, though?
I think that what he did with this team in the offseason, he said like the way he acted is, yeah, there was too much on this team. Yeah, these guys ran down.
That's true.
Yeah, TKR was like we didn't have a backup last year. Like everything you wanted him to say, he just actually just went out and did when he just put the roster together.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't want to fight that. What's it called when I flip side correlation a flip side correlation?
Um, I only have one a month.
Okay.
One a month.
All right.
Yeah.
What? What does that mean?
I gave you flip side correlation.
Oh.
Talk to me. Talk to me in November.
All right. November we'll come back and come up with a name for this. But my FC squared here
Ooh,
is if Braden's gonna play the whole game again, and they want Jakari starting and CJ backing up the shooting guard spot, where is Omer playing on this team? So they are saying out loud, yeah, I want to play Braden every single minute again. Meanwhile, Jakari's going to start and CJ's the backup too. What are you doing with the international superstar that you brought in then? Are you
right.
redshirting him?
While still giving Jack Benter his 1 through 5 minutes.
Like that's a serious, and again, maybe we just get to the season and we find out Omer's not even good. I will never believe that. I will never believe that. And I don't think anyone from Purdue will say it, even if it's real. But it's like there's a lot of growing signs here that like they don't plan on Omer being very involved here. And that's scaring me a little bit.
Omer taking a red shirt would be hilarious.
It can't happen, right? It can't
No,
happen.
no, I don't think so.
But at the same, Braden's like, yeah, I'm never coming off the floor. And meanwhile, it's Jakari and CJ at the two right now.
I wish we could anonymously ask Braden what he wants the starting lineup to be.
If only there was a way to do that.
And TKR.
I don't want to know TKR's answer.
We give them both a piece of paper and be like, Braden, write your starting five. TKR, write your starting five. We see Braden's. We look at TKR's like, TKR, all you did was list one guy, yourself, at the four. He's like,
Yeah,
I got nothing else.
yeah.